UFC 312 just ended in Sydney, Australia, and look, I don't want to have too much pride over myself, but I absolutely killed it on these fight picks. I went 10-2 and got the entire main card right. Look, I saw guys like Lucas Tracy and Bedtime MMA not do too well, but not me. This is my division now. We don't take L's around here, but anyways, I thought this card was pretty alright. And this main event, man. This main event was awesome to watch. Dricus du Plessis absolutely dominated Sean Strickland. 50-45 in him. Dricus, he looked very improved technically in this fight. He seemed more rangy, picking his shots well compared to before when he would really just blitz in and make things very chaotic. The improvement here is just very real. His kicks were on point all night. And it's extremely impressive how Dricus pretty much used no grappling or takedowns in this fight at all. And he's still 50-45. Someone who's considered by many to be the best striker in this division. This was a phenomenal showing by him. And Dricus, he's without a doubt the third best middleweight of all time. Beating Adesanya, Strickland 2 times, Whitaker. I know this guy called out Alex Pereira. Come on, man. But you're not getting that fight next, okay? He walks around at 240. There's no way Pereira is making 185. And there's no way you're moving up, buddy. You're going to fight Hamzat next, whether you like it or not. And honestly, I think it would be a close fight. I think Hamzat and Dricus would be a close matchup. Dricus, he's very well-rounded. Showed that his striking and technicality has improved a lot. And he has incredible cardio, despite being so big and strong for its weight class. And for Sean Strickland, look, man, I'm so happy that this guy lost, because how can people actually be fans of this guy? This man talked nonstop all fight week and literally did nothing in this fight. Now look, I will say that his counters were pretty good, but that's literally all he had going for him. I know he has staph infection, so he's probably pacing himself, but dude, you can throw more than just jabs and straights the whole fight without gassing out. Strickland looked really just timid, and he looked like he really respected the power and takedown game of Dricus. That's probably why he wasn't throwing much and wasn't taking much risk, but come on, man. Strickland, honestly, he made this main event kind of lame. Like, it was kind of a boring, lame fight to get through. It was just Dricus dominating Strickland. And I would like to see Strickland fight Robert Whitaker next. Both of these guys are former champs and have been at the top of middleweight for a while, but still haven't fought each other yet. I think it would be a cool matchup, and I would definitely pick Robert Whitaker to win, because, man, Dricus, he dominated Strickland, and Strickland looked awful in this fight. The co-main event, hey, this was another dominating performance by the champ. Zhang Weili 49-46 in Tatiana Suarez. Weili absolutely destroyed Suarez on the feet and stuffed 14 out of 15 takedowns, which is so insane. Because, man, y'all made Suarez the favorite. Y'all were calling her the female Khabib. Joe Rogan was calling her the female Khabib. Y'all made the contender a favorite over this dominant champion. And, man, Weili, she's just so well-rounded, so skilled, and she should 100% be the pound-for-pound #1 WMMA fighter, because her resume just keeps on getting crazier over time. And she should move up to 125 and fight Shevchenko for double champ status. There is nothing left for Weili in her division, so this just has to be the next move. And this is a WMMA fight that people will actually be excited for. So Weili versus Shevchenko should be made next. And Tatiana Suarez, she had no answer for Weili's striking, and she pretty much just tried everything she could to bring this fight to the ground, but couldn't outside of the first round, where she just pretty much got control time off of her early takedown. And she had a great guillotine in that first round, but it failed in the end. So I think Suarez, she should fight Yan Xiaonan. That's a #1 versus #2 matchup, and those two have never fought against each other before. So that's my thoughts on the co-main event. The heavyweight division at the new prospect in Taliesin Teixeira. This guy finished Justin Tafa in 35 seconds, and he looks like a demon in the division. He's a giant, man. Man, this guy's a giant. He's standing at 6'7", and he's actually in shape compared to these other blobs like Tafa. He's undefeated, and honestly, I would waste no time and give him a ranked fighter in this next matchup. I know, he's only had one UFC fight, but come on. This guy easily beats every unranked heavyweight in the division, and I got the perfect matchup for him. Tai Tuivasa. If you can possibly make weight with your Jabba the Hutt looking ass physique, then you are next for Teixeira to destroy. So I would make Teixeira versus Tuivasa. It's an easy way to get this man into the rankings. And Tafa, he didn't even land a single strike in this fight, so I don't know what to do with this. This was a banger of a fight. Jimmy Crute and Rodolfo Bellato ended in a draw. Crute started out incredible with a 10-8 first round, which included him knocking down Bellato. After Bellato, I don't even know what Bellato did. This man just pulled guard, like Dricus Plessis pre-Robert Whittaker fight. But after that second round, Bellato recovered, and Crute seemed like he started to fade, and Bellato won the next 2 rounds to make this fight a draw. So I'm going to count this as the correct pick. Because, Bellato, he didn't really, lose this fight. And I agree with the draw decision. I thought it was 10-8 first round for Crute and 10-9 in the second and third round for Bellato. And this was just a banger of a fight. And it's arguably fight of the night. But, man, this Matthews and Prado fight, it was just such a weird fight to score. It was extremely sloppy. This was pretty mid. The first round was a toss-up. But the next 2 rounds, Matthew clearly won, so he ended up victorious. And I don't really have much to say, man. Good win for Jake Matthews, but yeah, this fight was just so, man, it should not have been the opener. But it should have been the opener. Gabriel Santos won by rear naked choke in round 3. Jenkins, he didn't really do anything in this fight outside of a knockdown that he had against Santos in the first round with the head kick. After that knockdown, Santos had a beautiful triangle, which Jenkins somehow survived. I don't even know how, man, but he just somehow survived. But after that, Jenkins, he got absolutely outclassed and just seemed to lose all of his aura and skills after he buzzed the hair. I mean, come on, man, you got to bring that long hair back. It looks so much better on you compared to this buzz cut. So, Gabriel Santos, he might be a name to look out for. But this was a great fight, great front kick from Santos as well in the third round. And moving on, Tom Nolan beat Borshev by decision. Nolan won this fight through his grappling, but he looked a little shaky on the feet against Borshev. But Borshev is a great kickboxer at the end of the day. So there's really not much shame in that. And Nolan should really only be getting better over time and developing even more and more. This is a pretty solid fight, in my opinion. I'd probably give it 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. I would say this is a pretty good fight. And Wong Tong, I don't know how to say her name, bro. I think it's Wong Tong. That's the first time I heard the commentary say her name. I think it's Wong Tong. I'm gonna just call her Wong Tong because that sounds good. Wong Tong, she's back in the win column. She easily beat Bruno Brazil by a 30-27 decision victory. Tong, she's very talented, and she's really a great striker. She's shown that in all of her fights so far. So I'm curious to see what her next fight is going to be. But for Brazil, I mean, she pretty much did nothing in this fight and didn't even seem to try to win at all. So there's not much to say about Brazil in this fight, sadly. Alexandre Topuria. He seems like a good fighter, man. He seems like a good fighter that we should keep an eye out for. He's very patient, picks his shots well, very good defensively, and is an excellent grappler. He showed all of those strengths in this fight. I don't know if I'll ever be able to take this guy seriously because he has identical Ilia Topuria animations. and McGregor tattoos equipped. I mean, just look at this guy's back. This guy literally copied Conor McGregor. But yeah, Alexandre, he looks pretty good, and I was wrong about him. I thought Thickness was going to win this fight. That was Thickness and Jack Jenkins. Those were the only 2 fights that I got wrong. But I was wrong on Topuria. I thought it was a massive aura immersion, but nah, he's actually good. And Kobe Thickness, he seemed to be nervous in this fight and respected Alexandre's power a lot. He looked quick on the feet, and he seems like a solid grappler. So maybe he could have a future. I would just watch out for this guy because he trains and is coached by Volk. This fight was an absolute banger. Just 2 Asian guys swinging big hooks and overhands non-stop, trying to knock each other out. This was personally my favorite fight on the card, and Rong Zhu, he looked very impressive here. He's a very well-rounded fighter, and I mean, it's just crazy how this man, he has 32 MMA fights at just 24 years old. I would keep an eye out for him if I were you. And Steele, he looked alright in this matchup despite getting 30-27. And apparently his chin is just made of steel. I don't know how he was able to take some of these shots, and this was just a phenomenal fight, man. Jonathan McAuliffe won. I picked this man to win, and he did. He dropped Duchette in the first round and was dominating him with the leg kicks and body kicks. Awesome showing by McAuliffe, and this is just another guy that I would keep an eye on. And for Duchette, I don't really know what's next for him. He got beat badly by Brian Battle and just lost clearly to McAuliffe while taking a lot of damage. So I'm not really sure what he's going to be. I would maybe give him a layup in his next matchup because he is talented. He is good. I just think the UFC needs to put him on the right path again. And opening this main card was a crazy 19-second TKO by Quillen Salkild. Now, I'm not going to lie, Jubilee, he does have a right to be pissed. That stoppage was early, and the ref gave no chance for Jubilee to recover. But, I don't know. I still think Salkild would have won that fight if it even continued on, because he was a big favorite. I picked him to win. On paper, he was definitely going to win that fight. So, good win for Salkild. Impressive debut for him. And that's my reaction for the entirety of the UFC 312 card. It was better than I expected. I'll probably give it 7 out of 10. Prelims were great, and some of the main card fights were pretty good. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter or Real Sports app if you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a blessed day. Peace.